Welcome back to Switch to Linux. It's time for another Wednesday live show. Two topics today. We're going to be looking at spying apps and Gecko. I have another restless kitty, the one you guys rarely ever see. Oh, come on. Chill. Say hi to everyone. Yeah, she's the talkative one. She's very loud. And she's not happy right now. She's like, I am on the camera and I am not particularly happy. And kitties are going to be very mad at me tomorrow. They are going to have to get a bath because I found that they seem to have fleas. And they are indoor-only cats, and she has a few of them on her face right now. I'll have to deal with that later. She's not happy with me. But yeah, she's going to be particularly not happy tomorrow when she gets a bath, and then she gets a flea collar, and if she doesn't cooperate, she gets sprayed. I'm going to hope I don't have to do that. CJ is being very cooperative. I would say that he is he's excessively fluffy, and that's kind of the problem with him. He loves the comb a whole lot more. I think a lot of it is TJ will get combed as long as it's not in the bathroom, and I want to comb them in the bathroom with fleas because it will drop all that junk onto the floor where I can disinfect it a lot easier than anywhere else. So it's gonna be a fun. So if I come to the stream tomorrow with claws across my face and things, that's why kitties get baths and nice new necklaces, and they will not like them. Take them to the flea market. Ooh, yeah, I should take them to the flea market. I should. All right. I tinkered around with OBS settings for those of you that were slightly annoyed. The video and audio seem to be ever so slightly off sync, particularly on pre-recorded videos. I think I have that resolved now. I just hope that what I did didn't crash OBS when I try and stream and record simultaneously. So we'll have to see what's up with that. So let's go ahead and jump on over to the comments first. I need to back this down a little bit. I keep redlining the mic. There we are. Decrease the audio a bit. All right. So, Cool Roll Boy, how's it going there? Libre Secure, greetings. Craig, how are you? Are we there yet? Yes, we are finally here. Scott, greetings. Brian the Computer Geek, hello there. All right, finally get to see another live stream, usually at work. All right, well, I'm glad you got a chance to show up. Hey, last time I inquired about how to do flash lineage on my LG phone, turns out, yes, it will void the warranty. Actually, I mean, depending on if you really want it or not, it may not, despite them saying this voids the warranty. It's like those, removing this sticker voids the warranty, not effective. Not effective. If you were to take it to court over the matter, you would probably win. You just need to weigh if it's worth it or not. Even if you have to register the phone, which you say a little bit further, even if you have to register a phone to get codes to unlock the bootloader, that still doesn't prove you've unlocked the bootloader. The only way they'd be able to prove that is if you send it back for a warranty repair with the locked bootloader or with the unlocked bootloader. So if it were to break, or something goofy were to happen with it, maybe the microphone stops working, and you were to make a backup of everything with Lineage, and then reflash the original stock OS, and then relock the bootloader, you would win. You would win a dispute with them because they can't prove that you have unlocked it. You could just say, I got the unlock code so that I could unlock it at a later date, and I didn't want to have to think about it or risk them not having the ability later, so I went ahead and got the unlock codes. It would probably fall right in the same precedent of that. Obviously, I'm not a legal mind, blah, blah, blah. You just need to decide if it's worth the warranty voiding or whatever else, because I have a firm belief that it would not actually come to that, because it's the same thing with the removing this sticker voids the warranty. Judges have come down and said not only does it not void the warranty, but they have placed burden on the companies to demonstrate that they are actually the ones that damaged it. So it would only fall into that precedent if it happens that putting Lineage damage the phone, which it doesn't. And this brings it up to the same very issue that I am excessively frustrated on, that you just spent a ton of money on a phone. You should be able to do with that what you want. And obviously, if you hit it with a baseball bat, they shouldn't need to cover a warranty on that. But, you know, doing anything appropriate to do something on your own control, you should be able to do that. Absolutely, you should be able to do that. I should be able to unlock the phone. I should be able to, you know, modify the system files. I should be able to do whatever I want to do to that thing. And they should put in some reasonable security measures for people that don't know how to do that, but they should unlock it for people that do. Because it is my phone, for crying out loud. And to be honest, that's why I like, as much as I'm not a huge fan of Google, I like the Google line of devices, because they allow you to unlock those without having to register with them, blah, blah, blah. And that, I mean, that's the thing that frustrates me the most in this world, and that will probably eventually drive me into dumb phones again. It's like, if you're going to sell me a several $100, close to $1,000 device now that I have no control over, well, screw you. I'll just rather get a cheap piece of crap phone and stick with my computer. Thank you very much. This computer is getting small enough now. I can just get a smaller computer the same size as a tablet and be done with it. Oh boy. Librem 5, install any distro. There you go. Alright, but anyway, greetings. Jonathan Clark, hello there. Is it Dismas? I don't know, whatever. Dismas, greetings. How's it going there? Okay, Keegan, how's it going? Daniel, greetings. Frost Ranger of the Frozen Realm, hello there. Can't send a link. Yes, there. I can probably turn it on to make it if you want. Kitty cat. Mr. Child, how's it going there? Is that Child? I don't know. Greetings. KO2610, hello there. Gotta put up with one lousy track. Yeah. Core War Boy, greetings, welcome back. Looks sleepy. Yes, he is sleepy. Alright. Dog is weird. She actually doesn't like Baz. Yeah, my cats do not like Baz at all. Hope I have my plate mail armor ready. Yep, that's about what you need. Usually I use towels. Wrap the cat in a towel, throw the whole thing in the tub. Right, kitty? Yeah? You want to come up and say hi? Alright. He's like, you're talking about me, aren't ya? Hello, everyone. I have a bad case of fleas. He's actually doing alright. Whoa. All right, had a little hiccup there on the internet. Cat used to jump in the toilet. Well, audio seems to be in sync. Yeah, it was fine on the streams. It's just when I would pre-record a video, it was off by like 250 milliseconds. And so I readjusted it to get me back up to the proper amount. And then I also adjusted it so it gets me a lot higher quality video out of the gate. What's all the weirdness with Copperhead recently? You know, since I took Copperhead off the phone, I haven't really followed what they were doing. What's going on with it now? Then that's one of the concerns I had, is there was a little weirdness going on and off with Copperhead. It was like sometimes their servers would be down, and tons of tiny little issues. It wasn't with the Copperhead OS itself. Once it was installed on my phone, I didn't have any specific issues other than the key reasons why I left it. But other than that, it was, I mean, there was a lot of weirdness in it. Yeah, having spent $5,000, you should be able to do what you want. Yep. Can't you flash without rooting? Yes, you can flash without rooting. Yes. You just need to unlock the bootloader is the problem. Wasn't notified. Oh. Yeah, YouTube's taking a stand against crazy people like me. I mean, after all, I'm white and I'm a male, so I'm just the spawn of the devil. So they wouldn't notify people about me. So. There's crap out of Max Spectre's mind. It was OBS dropped out. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to our topics. So I'm going to hit the record button. Hopefully OBS doesn't crash. If it does, stand by. We'll get back up. And then we'll jump into our topic. CPU, 21% of CPU. Okay, so that's not doing too bad. All right, hopefully this works. Let's see what happens. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. It's another Wednesday show, and today we're going to talk about an interesting app that's spying and using audio and location data for an interesting and possibly a dangerous precedent. So to dive into this, we're going to dive on over to Ars Technica, did an article on this, I think it was yesterday. So the app in the Google Play Store wants to use phone microphones, and it doesn't mention here, but GPS, it's in the tagline, to enforce copyrights. So the app has 10 million downloads, and the recent update asks for microphone and GPS permission to catch scofflaws. So this is an app. Officially, it's the I guess the official app for the Spanish soccer league, La Liga. I guess I don't know. Sorry, I don't do Spain and stuff. But basically, 10 million people have this app. They just recently pushed an update, and now the official update is asking you to access your microphone and GPS settings. Now, nobody ever looks at why apps like this are doing such things. But if you did, the app was utilizing audio snippets and the GPS in order to identify public venues that broadcast soccer games without a license. Okay, according to the statement issued by La Liga officials, the functionality was added last Friday and enabled only after users click yes to an Android dialog asking if the app can access the mic and geolocation of the device. The statement says audio is used solely, difference between primarily and solely. The audio is used solely to identify establishments that broadcast games without a license, and that app takes special precautions to prevent it from spying on end users. Guys, you cannot turn on the microphone and just turn off all of the stuff you just don't want to hear. But this is an interesting trend. Did you know that if you happen to have your smart device, so you have your smart device, your Alexa, all right, hey Alexa, order unicorn meat. Or you have your Google smart speaker, okay Google, play Spice Girls. You have these devices in your house, and suppose they're in your living room, then what can happen is if a TV commercial plays, there will be subsonic sounds broadcast in some TV advertisements that are picked up by this device, and the devices will report back to indicate what is the spread of a TV commercial. In other words, how many households are listening to it. It's a fascinating way, and this works the same way. It's going to be listening for things in the background. Sure, they say they're going to be listening only to that, and maybe they are, but do they have the guarantee that a bunch of other audio data isn't grabbed by default? How do they know a hacker can't access it? How do they know it's not introducing a backdoor to let anybody listen to the microphone or access the data? All of this for an app that is just there to notify you when a soccer team scores a goal or something. But then as you're using the app, it will determine where you are and listen to ambient noise in the room to determine is something else with that belongs to them playing, and then they can kind of have this geolocation database to determine what is playing and where. This is a dangerous precedent. According to the statement, which was translated by Google, so apparently this was probably done in Spanish, La Liga, I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, has implemented appropriate technical measures to protect users' privacy. If you authorize us to use the functionality, here are the following measures. We'll only activate the microphone and geolocation of the mobile device during the time slots of matches in which the teams compete. Does not access audio fragments captured by the microphone of the device, since these are automatically converted into binary code on the device itself. La Liga only has access to the binary code, which is irreversible and does not allow to obtain audio recording again. If the code matches previously control code, La Liga will know that you are watching in a particular match. If it does not match, the code is deleted. The codes will not refer to your name, but to your IP address, which, by the way, GDPR, that's personally identifiable information, according to GDPR, and the specific ID assigned by the app when the user registers. So, in other words, it goes back to identify you. Oh, we don't have your name. We just have everything else used to identify you. Good. Great to know. We will periodically remind you that La Liga can activate your microphone and geolocation, and we will ask you to confirm your consent. You may revoke consent at any times. So without more details and technical analysis of the app, it's hard to evaluate the claims about the audio being collected and converted by binary that can't be converted into sound, but that alone is enough reason for users to reject permission. In other words, don't do this. Don't allow it. Don't allow it. Even if the app uses cryptographic hash, some other means to ensure stored or transmitted audio fragments can be abused by company insiders or hackers. A major hypothetical. There are reasons users should reject the permission. For one, allowing an app to collect IP address, unique app ID, binary representation of audio, and a time of the audio was converted could provide a fair amount of information over time about a user. For other end users, frequenting local bars and restaurants shouldn't be put in the position of policing copyrights of sports leagues, particularly with an app that uses processed audio from their omnipresent phone. Google spokesman didn't have a comment on the app other than refer to this policy, which is binding on all apps available in the Play Market. Among other things, the policy requires apps to promptly disclose any collection of personal or sensitive user data. Such apps must also present a consent dialogue in a clear and unambiguous way. So that is kind of what's going on with it. And there's actually, let's have a look at the promoted comments. Audio fingerprinting is usually accomplished using DCT, discrete cosine transform. This is not generally reversible, but it does allow you to check against the reference DCT, which allows matching even in the presence of noise. What they're describing is not only possible, it's common. Okay, so that guy seems to know what he's talking about. Maybe, but they could be more explicit about it. Binary code is meaningless, doesn't help the position, and MP3 is also binary code. That is also true. When you launch it, you are presented with a screen listing legal conditions and privacy policy. Is surprisingly easy to read document free of illegal BS. After clicking I have read it buttons, you are presented with a screen where you must accept legal permission terms by pressing a radio button. You cannot proceed to use the app without these terms. After expending, close the app, checked it. If any background services running and there weren't any, check to see what permissions were enabled, like microphone, location, storage, were all set to off. Okay, so they're being honest about is it respecting your permissions. 20 teams in La Liga, so that makes it 10 matches in a normal week. Each match lasts for 2 hours. Usually they don't play simultaneously, so we'll activate the microphone geolocation 20 hours every weekend. Sometimes 40 hours in a week if they are matches during the week. And they say matches in which La Liga teams compete, I assume they will activate when they play in Copa del Rey region, Champions League and Europa League when the team is competing in those tournaments. So they could know your location and hear you up to 60 hours in some weeks. So that's what they said. Now, what is the user response to this? Well, the app itself seems to have a... now, they said 10 million. This actually... Well, I guess there's almost 200,000 user reviews. User reviews has 4.5, but all of the more recent ones are all 1 star because of this. Now, here is the flip side of this coin that a lot of people have thought about. Basically, this is being utilized to see if you are in an establishment that you probably like visiting that happens to be playing something. In other words, you utilize this app in an establishment that might be playing their music, and now you are becoming the snitch on your favorite establishment to hang out. You know, kind of like this. I'm just finalizing, in fact, I finalized my edits on my draft of my first book, which I'm republishing under my own publishing arm today. And I usually head out to a local donut shop, and you know, I get in there, and the manager is actually at the cash register, which is kind of unusual. But man, he recognized I'm in there a lot. He's like, "Hey, it's great to see you again. How's it going?" All this kind of stuff. We chat for a few minutes, and you know, grab the donuts, have a seat. He's like, he apologizes. The usual booth I sit in was taken up with his stuff because some contractor was over there chatting with a client at another table. I'm like, I don't care. I mean, there's plenty of open tables. I'm not married to that booth. You know, so I sit down there and I'm working on all this stuff. And, you know, suppose they were playing a radio station that maybe they weren't supposed to be broadcasting a sport, or maybe like technically in a restaurant like that, they're not allowed to play open airwave radios, which is kind of silly. But if they were to do that and I had a phone or an app on my device that did this type of function, basically I am getting my favorite hangouts in trouble with somebody who may come after them with legal stuff simply because I had an app on my device. All right, I think we are back. All right, in case you missed any of that, I'm just going to repeat the last part there. Fortunately, I got this recorded, so when I release this later on with a full video record, I'll edit this kind of part out here, so get it to go. All right, so this guy's review is absolutely perfect. If you missed it, it's on the screen. It'll be in the final release. Okay, next review. While I don't think they were using my personal data, I'm horrified they'd use my phone as a tool to chase after others. Don't we have enough controversies and dubious problems with big data? Matthew, I like Matthew's approach. Everyone should uninstall the app immediately. The app spies in your location and will use you and your data to rat out an establishment they believe is broadcasting without a license. And you and your phone will become their own personal spying device. Rate this app as 1 star before uninstalling. Do not download this dangerous app. By downloading this spy app, you could be risking heavy fines and potential jail time. I'm not sure I quite get that guy's review. Yeah, so you can see a lot of people since this last couple of days, a lot of people rated it as 1. Always spying, 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 spying. Here's the sad reality. This probably won't cause any change. My prediction is they're not going to reverse themselves. They're not going to get to the point where they come back and like, oh, that was a bad idea of us. They probably won't. They're going to deal with this backlash because the sheeple will just keep using the app. Guys, when this type of stuff happens, we need to uninstall the app and stop using the service. That is how you get things saved. You don't sit here and rate it at 1 and go, oh, it's so bad, it spies now, and then just keep using the thing. You tell them that you're upset with it, you rate it as 1, and then you uninstall the stupid thing. That's what you do. That's what you do. Because what happens is, if you keep on doing that, if you keep on working that, then what ends up happening is that they'll just deal through the storm, and then you're training other businesses to deal through the storm. We don't want to do that. We need our apps to behave, and we ourselves need to be honest about how we're doing things. All right. It seems to be back again. I'm not sure what's going on. Here's the funny thing is the only settings I mess with is recording settings. I did not mess with any of the stream settings, but yeah, OBS, it's not the internet. I don't think it's the internet. It seems to be OBS causing the issue, and I've never actually had these problems before. Let me do, I'm going to do a quick search for something real quick. Let me just double check things. It's not internet. I did an internet check and things. It's not the internet. I don't think it is. I'll go ahead and do some diagnostics on all that, but I'm gonna look up to see if anybody's talking about an issue with OBS in the last little bit. All right, let's see. Hey, Toss, how's it going there? We're safe. App is now in my caddy trunk. All right, good. It's very good. Very good. Did you go and take it out to the bay? Toss it in the bay. Out there at the Three Rivers Stadium. All right. Now I do see my phone light up, and okay, Google is listening, and I did not even ask it for it. Whoever developed that app in Spain has way too much sangria when they made it. Getting YouTube playback error. Yeah. I'm looking into. Let's see. Let me go in the past month, see if anybody else is having issues with OBS in the last month. So I don't have a lot of issues, but every now and again it seems to want to cut out. I don't think it's the router, but maybe I'll have to reset everything again. It's possible. All right, let's see. Agreed by mobile phone. We need the apps. We don't need a mobile phone. Must come. Nothing. Okay. What's a headphone jack? Yeah, it's this little thing you plug headphones into. Phone doesn't have a removable battery. Yep. Your headphones go flat, so you got to jack up the phone. Oh, there you go. That's right. That's right. Yep. All right. Let's see. Might catch you the weekend. All right, Toss. We'll see ya. It's a big deal with fans worldwide. It might be like MLB or NBA. And that's the thing, is that once this does it and then it demonstrates any possible remote success at becoming a cyber bully, then all the other guys will jump in place. And that's kind of the danger, you know? Comcast strikes again. Okay. You review a distro, you basically review the DE, no useful information. In a distro and talk about the overall experience stability community package. Apps that use microphone are now telling on others. Yep, pretty much. All right. 1 billion people still use Facebook. Hey, TechLore, greetings. How's it going there? Guys, check out TechLore's channel, particularly if you are looking for VPNs. He's got a lot of great VPN stuff over there. All right. You are being spied on by NSA. Yep, probably. In fact, most assuredly. Greetings, Carbon. How's it going there? Russians ruined my router. I hope not. My router's pfSense, man. So I can actually do a live stream with a dash cam. No, it's the issue I've been having. It seems to be OBS keeps dropping a little bit. Let's see. There's a couple little things in there. And the thing is, I haven't updated things in a while, so nothing's changed in a while in the system. So I'm not sure why it's all of a sudden. And like I said, I adjusted some things to fix the syncing and the audio recording. I also changed the codecs and things. But I only did that through, I didn't really mess with any of the live streaming stuff because the live streaming seemed to work fine. But for whatever reason, every now and again, OBS wants to drop. I don't know. I have to see. I was going to have to test if the, it could be internet too, dropping in and out. So, can I stream without OBS? I can, but OBS provides the absolute best way of streaming. There's other ways to do it without, but really it's not worth it. It's worth dealing with, you know, I mean, I stream like 6 or 7 times a week sometimes, and I have issues once every now and again. It's rare that I've already had 2 or 3 issues on this particular stream, but oh well. OBS would probably be the only way I can stream with green screening and commenty stuff and all sorts of things like that. All right. So we're going to jump on over to Gecko next. Play with the lizards. The cat is taking over my mouse pad. I think he's waiting for a mouse. Let's see if I can show you guys what he did. Yeah. So the cat has stolen my mouse pad. If you like a mouse pad, check out shop.switchtolinux.com. But yeah, the kitty has stolen my mouse pad. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over to round. What? Yes. Okay, fine. I'll rub your belly for a little bit. Kitty intermission. Kitty intermission. Yes. Kitty intermission. What? Yes. You're cute. All right, kitty intermission's over. We got to get back to the live stream now. Let's get back to Gecko. You want to get the Gecko? Get the Gecko? All right. All right, let's go ahead and jump back over to there, start recording again, and we're going to rerun the intro. We are ready to go. I will give the kitty a treat at the end of the stream. Welcome back to Switch to Linux, another installment of the Wednesday live show. So today we're going to have a quick look at the new Gecko. So Gecko was just released. So what is Gecko? Well, Gecko is OpenSUSE that works better. Now OpenSUSE is a great distro, but it does have a lot of things. Oftentimes you have to work with your internet connections, get those working. A little bit more of a complicated distro to run, but Gecko it's an OpenSUSE spin that has a lot of the hard work taken care of out of the box. So let's go ahead and dive on into this. And we're going to be looking at Gecko with the Cinnamon desktop environment today. And so they have a simple page here up at GitHub. And up here, you can just see the basic information. They're talking about what they're based on. They have the version based on the Leap and based on the Tumbleweed. They call these the static and the rolling notes. This was just released this week, and so I just downloaded the new one. You can pick up your versions here. And these ones are the static. The rolling are down here. And these guys here, you can grab the Cinnamon, XFCE, GNOME, Plasma, Mate. Budgie is unavailable at this point in time. Not sure if they're going to have that or not. And LXQT, and they do have the bare bones. I'm not going to comment on that because I always get it wrong, and then a Gecko developer corrects me, and I keep forgetting what this means. I can't remember if it's not having a desktop environment or what the setting and whatever else is. But anyway, you can grab any of those options as well. They also have this Gecko Linux platform. And we're back. All right, so the biggest challenge I found is that they only have one download, and that's the SourceForge download, and that actually failed for me for the first time. So I would like to see more download options in this, if it's possible. I mean, I turn on my BitTorrent client and let people, seed and whatever else personally. I don't mind doing things like that. So it'd be nice if we had more options than just SourceForge. You can actually check out, there's bugs, there's a forum, and there's news. I think that's on a Google page. Hey, I think we're back. Sheesh. All right. I think we're just going to go ahead and restart. My comment system is dead. Everything is pretty much gone, so I have to restart from this part, I think. So give me a second. Okay, refresh you. Okay. Good. Yeah, see, isn't this wonderful repeal of net neutrality so awesome? And in all this competition that I can't even get it, like, and by the way, my internet price is going up another 25%. That means my internet cost raised 100% since last year. 100% increase, and I have zero choice, and I am in the 4th largest city in my state. I want to say bad words on my live stream about some moron over in Washington, D.C. Because he's a corrupt fool. But anyway, greetings. Welcome back. I'm just going to get back to comments, and then we'll restart the Gecko Linux part because, yeah, it's internet. It's internet kept on dying, it looks like. I thought it was not internet, but indeed it was internet. Yes, it was frozen. We're going to give it a few minutes, let people come back, and then we'll go ahead and restart. No, there's no storm in this area. It's just my internet sucks, but they have a monopoly, so why bother fix any of it? I know many Disney and Nickelodeon apps use telemetry. Yeah, there was a lawsuit about that, actually. All right. Thomas Peppermint installed too. Yes, I do have Peppermint installed. I was told to dual boot, but I know issues based on internet searches. I'd never recommend dual booting with the same operating or with 2 different operating systems on the same hard drive. I do not recommend doing that. Dual boot with two separate hard drives, 1 per each operating system. That's what I recommend. Breaker. We were reading your text. I've been getting more ads in Chinese ever since I started learning. Yep, isn't it exciting? Maybe the system got fleas. It's possible. Yeah, I reset everything. It took a while to come back on, and then it said it had internet, so I went and I wasn't getting anything, and so I logged back into the router system to get back into that, and then I mean it was just not getting anywhere in, and then got into the router system. It said, yeah, there's internet there, so I don't know. And then OBS decided OBS got stuck, and so because of the craziness, and so I had to force it closed. I actually have 2 OBS indicators on my screen right now. Very rare minority in the Linux community that actually loves Windows. Hey, there you go. All right. But for how long? That's a good question. I don't know how long it's going to be back for. I reset everything. I reset everything in my network infrastructure. So hopefully we've taken care of that. Net neutrality. Yeah. Still getting no stream, oddly enough. Still working in Windows. Huh, okay. Gaming on Linux is better than it was 10 years ago. Yeah, everything in Linux is better than it was 10 years ago, I think. Everything in computing is better than 10 years ago. If you're using original BitTorrent client, they were bought by a crypto company called Tron in China. No, I mean I use what do I use? Transmission, I think. Fleas attacking the cables. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and restart this one again. So we're going to go ahead and give this a try. Hopefully it's not pushing the record button that's doing it, but we'll see what happens. Welcome back to Switch to Linux, another Wednesday live show. Today we're going to be having a look at Gecko Linux. I've already installed this. We're just going to do a quick look. This is the new version of Gecko that just came out. You can check out their GitHub page. It's geckolinux.github.io. And you can come over here and get more information about it. We have a download link, documentation, bugs, forum, and news. They do have, this is an operating system based on OpenSUSE. Only with OpenSUSE, there's several challenges that oftentimes don't work as well as we'd like them to. And so what Gecko focused on doing is getting a system that like Mint or like Corora, which unfortunately is a dying project, works out of the box. So I call this OpenSUSE that works better. Takes a little bit less setup to get it ready and working out of the box. One of the downsides is they only have download links to SourceForge, and actually when I went to download it, it failed the first time. They do have 7 options. I know there's 8 here, but notice that Budgie is unavailable, at least of this time. That might be available down the road. This is the static, and this is the rolling release editions, and so they have a lot of different desktops. We're going to have a look at Cinnamon today. I just feel like cinnamon these days, and so I got cinnamon over here, I got cinnamon over there, I got cinnamon in my spice cabinet too. So let's go ahead and boot this guy up and have a look at it. All right, so now we are running in software rendering mode. This is in my virtual box, and this has 6 gigs of RAM, and it has 6 gigs of RAM, and it has 4 processing cores. So before we do anything else, let's go ahead and have a look at the resources. So CPUs, 14, 20, so hovering around 20-ish on CPUs, and we are using 800 megabytes of memory. So as far as memory and such, this is actually not too bad. Looks like I might need to adjust my camera just a tad there. All right. So we're actually running pretty light. So that's actually a pretty light implementation of Cinnamon. So this is set up exactly as it was. We have a nice wet wallpaper. I hope that won't damage my monitor, but you know, we should be fine. We have a show desktop icon. Our calendar is, or our clock is actually in 12-hour time, which is my preferred, so that's kind of good. You'll notice here that the internet does work. This is one of the things that kind of sets it apart from OpenSUSE, that you have to manually configure your network adapter, which you can either do during the install or shortly after the install in NAST. They have already set this up. Also, it has multimedia codecs already set and ready to go. We have our desktop switchers down here. We have our file manager, and we have our Firefox installed. So this is Nemo, and we are at 3.8. That's kind of nice. Their desktop, it looks like they have already set up auto arrange. I like turning that off. I'm not a big fan of desktops auto arranging themselves. And then we can align to a grid or not align to a grid. We do have the option for the icons there. So as far as the applications installed on this, we have our basic Cinnamon tools. These are the things that we would expect. Archive Manager, calendars, things like that. Graphics, we just have our basic image viewer, G-Thumb. We have our scanner. We have LibreOffice Draw. Internet, we have Firefox, Pigeon, Thunderbird, Transmission. We have our LibreOffice suite. Clementine. I got to really like Clementine when I was testing out OpenSUSE in the past. So I really like Clementine. They also have VLC over here. We have a bootloader, deconfeditor, disks, firewall. A lot of good system, a lot of good tools here for these. And let's see, do they have the USB? They don't have the USB key writer. One of my favorite tools in Linux Mint. And then, of course, we have our preferences. All these preferences are available over here. We do have two different configuration systems. This is the one that comes with Cinnamon, and the one that is with OpenSUSE is YAST, which you will need to enter your password to get into. This will have two different system administrations. Come on, become smaller for me. There we are. So no matter where you are more comfortable, you can come into your Cinnamon tools. Now this is going to be specific to the Cinnamon desktop environment. YAST is something that is consistent across all OpenSUSEs. This is one of the things that makes OpenSUSE a great distro to learn on is YAST, because it does a lot of the things you can do in a terminal from not quite a perfect GUI, but certainly from a little bit more advanced. This is where if your network's not working, you can come in and adjust your network settings. You can change your kernel settings, date and time, fonts. All the kind of stuff is available inside of here. Mail servers, host names, a lot of different functions. So this is, like I said, YAST over here is consistent to all your OpenSUSEs, which is going to be consistent. So if you do like OpenSUSE or you're trying to use this to learn Linux in another way, then this is a really good option. Your system settings, this panel over here, this is specific to the Cinnamon desktop. I like this one because I'm very used to Cinnamon. I can adjust my themes over here, my backgrounds, effects, fonts. We have online accounts. A few desktops will have online accounts, those based on the GNOME 3. So Cinnamon, GNOME, Budgie will all have online accounts. If you want something without any online account capability whatsoever, you want to do it like a Mate or an XFCE, LXQT will have, I'm not sure if the new LXQT has that or not. I'm not sure. The only privacy options here are you remembering those files? Okay, that's interesting. We do have our startup applications here. So you'll see that the startup applications are pretty light. And then, of course, graphics tablets if you're using a Wacom tablet, whatever else. Here's our system information. See how we're doing there. All right, so that is the basic applications that we have. As far as out of the box, everything does seem pretty nice. Let's go ahead and see if the network is available. Let's see, Windows. I just want to see if I can access my NAS drives. Okay. Okay, so it actually is giving me access to the network. And that's one of the things I had to fight with on OpenSUSE when I first installed it and ran with it for a while. I had to fight with it to get the SMB clients working. I had to fight with it to recognize all my drives. There are a lot of little battles you have to do with OpenSUSE. That's actually one of the things that makes it an excellent desktop to learn on. What Gecko does, though, is it gives you an OpenSUSE that all of that stuff is automatically set and working out of the box. And so that's actually pretty good. So we have our YAST, we have that. As far as installing and removing software, this is actually going to be controlled in YAST. So if we load this up, this is the same installer you have if you go to install software in YAST. So that's, you'll see up here, that's what it is. So we don't have the separate. Let's see if it has Synaptic on here too. No, that doesn't. I'm not sure if Synaptic is specific to the Ubuntu branch. I'm a little out of my element when I get into OpenSUSE and Arch and things like that. Just not usually where I spend a ton of my time. But over here, you can search for different keywords. So if, I could search for GIMP if I were looking for GIMP. You see, we have version 2.8 of GIMP. Is what we're going to have in our repos. If you just want to browse, you don't know exactly what you're looking for, you want to browse, you can go, there's repositories, here's your package groups. So I could find my GIMP inside my package groups here as well. In theory, it should be under graphics, I thought. I saw it earlier. Oh yeah, I just have to scroll down for it. To install GIMP over here, so that's how you do that. Here's your Office packages. So LibreOffice, it is giving us 6.0.4 for the LibreOffice. Multimedia. And you should be able to sort by what is installed and what is not. So KDE Desktop, XFCE, Publishing Tools. So all this different information here. You have your repositories, your system, Google Chrome repositories. So I guess, I think we'd have to, if I wanted to install Google Chrome, I believe I'd have to select this guy here, hit accept. And so if you are wanting to use Google Chrome, that's what you have there. Internet. Now I have Google Chrome available, so that's good. Let's go ahead and jump back into there. Have a look for something else. Okay, other repositories. Here's our Leap OpenSUSE. Here's NVIDIA, if you need anything NVIDIA, Pac-Man, Skype. You can see we have Google Chrome Stable. We also have beta and the unscheduled, so you have a variety of different options there. Skype for Linux, if you want to use that. So there's actually a number of things here. What I don't know, I don't remember off the top, is how can I add other repositories? That I don't, I'm pretty sure you can. I just can't remember exactly how to do that. Okay. So there is YAST. Not a lot more to say about the distro. Out of the box, it should do just fine on any type of multimedia. It is configured very nicely. Let's go ahead and have a look at what else we have as way as themes installed and things like that. So I'm going to go over to the Cinnamon settings. It looks like we have all of your traditional themes, but our settings aren't quite in there, right? Like I don't get my view isn't in there quite right. Here's our icons. So I have a variety of different icons to pick from. New mix buttons. And then here's our theme is based on new mix, or you can pick from, we have a variety of other themes that are pretty common with Cinnamon, including all of our Linux Mint themes. So if you happen to like those, you can pick those different things there. We only have one background to choose from. Well, I guess two. We have this one, and we have the main default background. So put that one there. Preferred application. So with Google Chrome set, I can go ahead and load that. Not a lot else we can talk about. As far as stability, Gecko, like OpenSUSE, very stable distro. Of course, if you need more of the package stability, you want to stick with more of your static release based on the OpenSUSE Leap. And if you want to have more of the absolute latest software with slightly greater risk of the system becoming slightly more unstable, you'd want to use the rolling release on this, which is based on the OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. So overall, though, the distro is going to be very stable. I know I ran OpenSUSE for a couple months, had no problems with it initially. The only issues I ran into later on were because I was using a desktop environment that ended up dropping, and so that ended up becoming kind of the case there. As far as everything else, that's about all I have to say on the desktop. We'll check the comments over here real quick, see if anybody has any other questions, and otherwise we'll go ahead and wrap this one up. Not seeing anything else. All right, so there's my quick look at Gecko. Like I said, very quick look. It's OpenSUSE that has a lot of the hard stuff out of the gate. Of course, picking your desktop environment will give you different settings based upon the environment itself. OpenSUSE itself is it's a very respectable distro, very great to learn how to use, and an excellent Linux distro overall. I don't use it a lot myself. I kind of stay in the Debian family. That way I don't have to learn too many different commands and things. But that's a quick look at Gecko. Let me know what you think about the distro in the comments down below. Woohoo! We survived without losing our stream. Yeah, it was that was definitely a network needing reset. I gotta reset my size of my comment feed, it looks like there. All right, let's see. Cinnamon favorite desktop environment. Very good. Just remember not being able to watch Netflix movies in Linux back when I started it. Yeah, I mean, that's actually mostly solved. You used to have to use like Google Chrome on Linux to do that. Now you should be able to watch Netflix in Firefox. Cinnamon flavored geckos. Yum. Looks good with a flat theme. Yep. Looks like Linux Mint. It's under the hood that counts. I had no issues setting up Wi-Fi when I tried OpenSUSE recently. Yep. Greetings, Steve. How's it going there? Skybear, how's it going? So is this based on OpenSUSE? Yes, Paper Bag Man. Gecko is OpenSUSE. Bunch of them are, but not OpenSUSE. Am I a Linux Mint fanboy? No, I'm not. That is my primary distro, but I am not a fanboy. A fanboy is like, every other distro sucks. That's a fanboy. No, I don't believe that. OpenSUSE has been around for a long time, but it was supported by Novel. Waiting for someone to test the latest Slackware. I've tried it, but I'm not a YouTuber. All right. Pimenta issue. Works on Peppermint. Yes, I did reset everything, including OBS. How's the CPU and RAM usage? Right now, I am using 10% of CPU streaming, and I am using 3.2 gigabytes of RAM. It's all good. I'm simply going to report the bug to the Linux forums there. All right, let's see. You guys must have been talking about something that I missed because of the whole stream dying for a few minutes there. New Mint run good for newer laptops. It should. It's the official release isn't out yet, so I'd wait until then. But then let's see what happens. At this point, they have no Gecko wallpapers. I know. I meant Gecko, but the Peppermint 2. Mark said not tried it yet on my list. Okay. So I play fewer games. When I do, they are mainly indie. I guess that's why Linux works well for me. Have to use Google Chrome and Linux to watch Hulu, but on Windows, no, you should be able to do it on Firefox also if you don't want to use Chrome. I actually watch the free Hulu stream, which runs at view.yahoo.com. I do that on Firefox. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and report you. Let's call that hate speech, shall we? Convert to Islam or you will burn in hell? Yeah, that's called hate speech. See ya. Let's see. Has something to do with Flash not working and DRM being limited in Linux version. Yeah, well, Paper Bagman, what you need to do, let me show you how to do that. I'm not sure exactly how to do that here, but on Firefox, make this small, go back to my desktop view. All right, so if you boot up Firefox, what you need to do is enable DRM. I can't remember exactly how to enable it without calling something that needs it first. It should be in here somewhere. So what I'm actually going to do is if you go to view.yahoo.com, this requires that built-in DRM. So if you go over here and load up some show, I guess we'll do... actually, I don't want to give them any support. No, go away. All right, let's do Taken because it's probably, for me, the least annoying thing. So up here, you'll get this yellow bar that wants you to enable DRM. Hit the enable DRM, and then that's going to turn on. It's going to install the components needed to play audio and video. And then it should run at this point in time. So refresh the page. Okay, it's still installing components. Now it should be set to run DRM, and you should be able to play your video. So that's how to do it in Firefox. And it should actually be, I think it might be under add-ons. I'm not sure exactly where it is, honestly. Have to look that up. But that's actually how you can turn it on. Turning it off, I don't remember. We'll have to figure that part out later. But you should be able to watch Hulu, Netflix, anything that requires those DRM in Firefox now by getting that yellow bar, clicking the yellow bar, giving a minute to install what it wants to install, and then that should make it work for you. Yeah, just click on the X for Flash and reboot it. Usually when a website's asking for Flash these days, all it's trying to do is store meta cookies, which you don't want anyway. So just click the X and it should go away. Do want to use Gecko longer than a few hours next time. It's on the hop list. Very good. Yeah, Gecko's very nice. Gecko's very nice indeed. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and... actually, pardon me a minute. Let me respond to this text message real quick because the same guy tried to call me. And then we'll go ahead and wrap this up with the kitties. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and do a final call for comments. We're going to go ahead and wake up the beast. I mean, look at this thing. Do we actually want to wake this up? This is just too cute. It's just too cute. Yeah, let's go ahead and wake it up. Woo, awake. I think he's just, I don't think he has sleep. I think he just has standby mode. The kitty was on standby mode. Kitty, kitty. Let's see if I can get a double catter. Oh no, we are running perilously low in kitty treats, people. We are perilously low in kitty treats. Oh boy. Here. Right here. Right here. He's like, yeah, never mind. There's a bunch of stuff on the table. I'm just going to lick all that off. Here, buddy. Here. Hey, you. Right here. See? There you go. We are out of kitty treats. We got to go get more kitty treats. Yeah, lick up. Go ahead and clean off my desk, buddy. Clean off the desk. There's a bunch more over there. Clean off the desk. Clean the desk off. All right. He's cleaning off the desk. All right. Let's see. Amazon Video will work as well, but in low def. Same for Windows. I don't know. I've actually played Amazon Video in HD on mine without a problem. I think Ubuntu was the last one I did that. I don't watch a lot of things on Amazon Video. I think I have one movie that I bought over there. Currently blowing away Windows 10 on laptop for Mint. Nice. Very good. Give you a ring for sure. Post stream if you're available. Yes, go ahead and give me a ring. Better give me an extra hour though. I need to call somebody else back too. Stream tonight, Switch. Thank you, Jonathan. No problem. Kitty is super cute, but my puppy is cuteness overload. I don't know. I don't know, man. This guy can compete with anybody for cute. Search for DRM in Firefox settings. Oh, is it in the About config? That might be where it's at. No, I don't see it there. I'll have to find it. Oh, okay, there we go. Where's my desktop view? He's like, yep, I accomplished my goal of eating kitty treats. Now I'm out of here. All right, so under content. So go into your preferences and under content, here's play DRM content option. Go ahead and enable that. This is actually, is this? Yeah, this is WaterFox. So yeah, you should be able to do it in WaterFox as well. So if I boot up Firefox again and go under my preferences. Okay, I'm going to have to find it there. Okay, there I am. Search DRM content. I'm not sure exactly where it is here, but search DRM content and just decheck that when you're done or keep it checked to play DRM. So thank you. That's how you do that. Alrighty. $18.3's been very solid so far. It's just one and the only nagging issue I'm having with YouTube. Huh. Tom, can you one day do a video on how you get your Logitech 920 to look so good? I'll see about it. Like as far as this, a lot of it's just having the settings right in OBS. And this is what I mean, I spent a long time getting OBS set up right. And hopefully you'll start to see an improvement over the quality of the pre-recorded videos as well. As I got not only that, but then I have to get the audio, I have to get the video quality good. So the files now that I'm outputting when I'm actually doing the record here, so like the Gecko file, which was not long at all, that's actually a 2 GB file. Let me see how long that file actually is. It's not pushing the record button. Okay. So that was a 16-minute file, is 2 GB, but it's actually recorded pretty good. And then you need to export it in Kdenlive in a perfect balance between not a massive file but not degrading the quality. So I spent a lot of time getting those options figured out. And that's a lot of what it is. It's a lot of pre-production figuring it out. But yeah, I can probably work on that. OBS doesn't do yours justice on Peppermint. Some of it, too, is how big your processor is and how much you can get into it. OBS, the biggest thing on OBS, before I can actually get to a video on that, the biggest thing on OBS is to, hold on, I gotta move my screens first. All right. So biggest thing here is in your settings panel in OBS, under your output, one of the things you need to make sure you're doing is greatly increase your bit rate for recording. So these are what my recording, whoa, I don't want to cancel. Don't want to change anything in there. That breaks stuff. But under your output here, what you want to do is greatly increase your bit rate. Play around with all your different codings. It actually took me about an hour yesterday to get all this figured out. And then to make sure your audio sync is working right, you might need to, I was doing a series of different sound checks. I was doing sound checks in order to make sure I got the syncing right. You know, I'd go too far one way, too far the other way, and narrow down. I figured out that my audio recording was off by about 1/4 of a second. And so I set the system to record 1/4 of a second delayed, and that actually got me to pretty good quality. So that's really what it is. It's changing your output mode to advanced and then tinkering around with all the different settings. You'll see I'm actually not outputting a lot more. I'm outputting at 5.5. If I go more than that, I may run into buffering issues. Anything lower than that greatly decreases the quality of the stream. And so the stream ends up being pretty good quality because I've tinkered around to figure out whether the settings are the best. So that's kind of how you do that. It's good to hear back from the community on issues in non-playback. Respond, try and fix it. Okay, this one, even pay grade. Don't mind paying for resolution as a setup of one already. Wait, if you get your phone repaired under warranty, is it still under warranty or only get one free repair? I don't know. It depends on the company, I guess. 8-core, 16 gigs of RAM. Nice. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I see half the stream dropped off, probably because I fed the kitty, and now y'all are like, all right, the kitty's been fed. We are out of here. All right. We will catch you guys later. Thanks for coming along. Once again, if you'd like to help support the channel, check out switchtolinux.com/support. You can pick up a cool mouse pad or a coffee cup, water bottle, things like that at shop.switchtolinux.com. And check out the Patreon page, patreon.com/TomM. So thanks for watching, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.